Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. And I've been trying to put my finger on it. So I've already given several negatives for this. Is anybody... I'm probably the only one. I feel very strange, and I don't like speaking ill of a game everyone loves. But so far, this game is really boring. Like, in a strange way. Like, mechanically and technically speaking, it's like, okay, yeah, I'm with this, okay. You know, we've got good voice actors, we've got some good writing, we've got some phenomenal side characters. You know, we're showing the progression of Cal as a character, okay, cool. We kill off all the obvious NPCs, okay, that kind of sucked, admittedly, but whatever. Yeah, like, it's just like, okay. No, yeah, no, I literally wrote it down as lack of initial hook. It's negative number 6 on the story axis. Because there is no hook. If you notice that, there is no hook right now. This is a Tuesday. Now that's fine. Like, ostensibly, but it's weird to me to be this far into a game and have no hook at all. What's interesting is we could also have bad hooks, as Jedi Fallen Order showed. Oh, don't mistake me. Jedi Fallen Order's initial hook was fantastic. You are a Padawan who's been hiding during the Dark Times. You've been found out. Run. That's a great hook. And there's a reason why I absolutely adore the initial section. I can't remember the name of the planet, but the Scrapper planet, right? That's fantastic. But then the second hook is terrible. You must rescue the entire fate of the entire Jedi Order rests on your shoulders. That's not a good hook. Don't do that, especially not a prequel. Thank you, Blake Javal, for the sub. I do appreciate you. And your immaculate timing. I will jot that down for Star Ocean 2R, Pokemon Legends CA, and Dynasty Warriors Origins. And Zalir. I'll put that towards the beat-em-up block. FFTR and Dragon Quest IV. Done. Thank you very much for the sub. So yeah, the game hasn't hooked me yet. The gameplay is mechanically fine. I do really like the new lightsaber stance. It is already better than most of the entire original game's options and kit. I mean that. And there's plenty of solid and good quality on display. It's just, I'm bored. I don't know how else to phrase it. It's like, okay. And that was the weirdest feeling I was having yesterday. You know me, I like to quantify why. Why is more important than what to me. So I spent most of last night chewing on this. Like, what the heck is wrong with me?
Old smuggling tunnels, huh? Breeze always kept a few secrets up his sleeve.
There's also a good time to mention that the graphics glitches have been near constant. And I know you're like, well, yeah, Laura, but no. How do I put this in words? Graphics being not super awesome don't bother me. We just played an 8-bit styled game, right? And just before that we played, you know, PS1/N64 styled game, and before that we played an N64 styled game. That doesn't bother me. That's not the issue. When there's obvious glitching, when there's bugs or problems, that pushes me out of the game, right? We've actually talked about this because we've reviewed Oblivion. And we have also talked about the Grand Theft Auto series, both of which have the exact same problem, which is you have these kind of glitches and bugs and issues. Oh yeah, Cyberpunk had this too. And while they can be silly and fun and you can laugh at them, from a review perspective, those kind of constant glitches just kind of shove you out of the narrative. It's like, oh yeah, that's that. And so yeah, the fact that people load in about a millisecond before they actually load, and everyone's T-posing periodically, and stuff just kind of blips in and out of reality is just kind of like, okay. I'm not a huge fan of that. Good morning, Mook. Those are the two... these are my two biggest complaints, is what I'm trying to get on. The general graphical issues and the lack of an initial look. Now, it's not like Huthor is wrong. I mean, Blades of All even brings up Final Fantasy IX. What's Final Fantasy IX's initial look? Actually, I can tell you right off the top of my head. It's the fact that we're there to kidnap the princess. But the point is... Oh, Jesus. Yeah, let's... I'm kind of glad we put this off. Greetings to Base Master. If I was to put it into words, I would say the main issue is twofold. Issue number one, the main plot is nowhere as engaging as the side stuff. That probably sounds familiar. And issue number two is that the game plays weird. So we have a story issue, we have a gameplay issue, and both of them are kind of causing me issues. I have no idea if this will end up being better than Jedi Fallen Order. It is entirely too early to say that. I will say one way in this, which I think this game is definitively superior to Fallen Order, is the traversal tech. I like Jedi Fallen Order, and it had good level design, but getting from point A to point B in Jedi Fallen Order was not super great. And I don't just mean the fact that we have a waypoint system now. Yeah, fluid is a good word, Maverick. Moving around just feels more fluid in Survivor. In a good way. Like, I don't know if you caught this, but the mere fact that I can do this... Whoop, hang on. Of course I screwed up there. That, right there. Okay, that's a bad way of showcasing it. Of course. I can just maintain height, is the point. I can just do that.
Nobody's used these tunnels for a long time now.
We start off with a double jump, but the double jump is also part of being able to navigate the world around it. And yeah, it feels more like a platformer, and the level design so far has been one of the better aspects of the game. Combat's fine. Again, I really like the dual stance. You're probably going to see me use this a lot. Being able to animation cancel is a huge game changer for any combat-y game like this.
More scraps, huh? Leave it to Grease to take another person's junk and add more junk.
Well, we were pretty much defaulting to the normal stance, which gives you much more block. And some nice solid hits. Dual saber, I suppose at some point I'll have to wander around as a dual saberist.
Let me guess. More prospecting equipment. Is there anyone on Koboh who isn't digging for scraps?
Game. There we go. That looks like I can do that. Because, yeah, I was really not a fan of the dual staff back in Jedi Fallen Order. It was visceral, but it wasn't very useful in my experience.
Is that it?
No! Well, we're dead. Yep. The cartilage in her knees has completely disintegrated.
Never look when you can leap, eh? sooner we get to Grease, the sooner we can... We should check this out.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this. Earlier, there was an encounter with 3 dudes who were just swarming me. I switched to dual stance, and then sat there and didn't take a hit until they did a red attack, which did admittedly get through me because I was in parry mode. Mentally in parry mode. But the point is, yeah, it felt like the correct decision to do in that particular scenario. But, for the sake of doing my job, switch to dual saber.
All right, let's go.
That's a really good question. So, there's 2 ways to look at a Jedi 3, right? The first is from the perspective of the fact that, you really want to play the game, and therefore you're willing to put up with the fact that it's owned by an objectively evil entity, which is doing everything in its power to try and make the world a worse place.
But it feels different. Older.
See, that sucks. The second thing, though, there is a second way to look at this. They are not forever. And I'm in no hurry. Something that I've learned more and more as I get older is that I'm not really in a hurry to play certain games. I'll get there. Like, let me use a specific example. Donkey Kong Bonanza came out several months ago. And I haven't played it yet. And that sucks because it looks like a fantastic game I'm very much looking forward to. But that's okay because it'll be there a year or 2 or 3 or 4 from now, right? And that's just kind of where I'm at in my mind state. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm pretty sure Jedi 3 will outlast, I don't remember the name of the company, but what I usually refer to as the Saudis. Right? So let's call that a soft veto for now on Jedi 3. Anything with EA attached to it is a soft veto right now. Except for like a few provisos that I kind of want to get on the books. I actually have a list of EA games I want to cover, and then just kind of walk away from the company for a while. Thankfully, we've already covered all the Dragon Ages and all the Mass Effects, so that's nice and locked in. Zero Company is... So Zero Company is already on the list, and I hate to axe something that people have already donated towards, because Zero Company was added to the list before EA sold to the Saudis. Yeah, no, it's entirely possible. In fact, from what I have seen, they might actually dissolve most of EA and sell off everything that isn't their sports stuff for parts. Which is the kind of thing that might lead to properties, like Star Wars or Respawn or whatever, being shuffled off under other owners. And let's be clear, all of the other owners suck, but the Saudis are really freaking bad. Like, they might actually be the bottom. Like, for the longest time for me, it was Tencent. I think the Saudis are the actual new bottom of that barrel right now. I don't know. But I do know the Melker Blade is awesome. Thank you, Melker Blade. It wasn't a year ago, was it? God, has it been a year? Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. Like, the Saudis are messed. It's like, we were talking about this yesterday. We always said, oh, EA is such a terrible company. No, they're not. Like, they do bad things, don't mistake me. Past tense, bad things. But they're not even in the same tier list as some of the actual horrible companies out there. So let's put that towards Rayman Legends, FF7 R2, and Donkey Kong Bonanza. Oh. Exactly, Loner. But you know what? I'll take that. I will, because it's less bad. Gradient. It's all a gradient. Okay. Gaming, right? I know. I've said this before. For those of you who haven't heard me say this, because most people don't watch most of my streams. No offense. If it makes any sense, I'm kind of tired of talking about how much the industry sucks It's just kind of hard not to because it directly impacts the thing that I'm doing, both professionally and as, you know, a hobby, as something that I enjoy, that's something I care about. Like we were talking about this during the WoW run, because we went down a whole AI rabbit hole there because we had to, because Blizzard's owned by Microsoft. You know? I don't know what else to add to that. So to go back to that graphical glitch thing for a second. Have you noticed how every now and again there's like this weird bright flash you only see for about a frame? That's the pop-in. That's stuff loading behind the culling line. And because there's bright lights outside, you see it kind of peeking through for a second, right? That's what that is. And that's kind of what I mean when I talk about graphical glitches. It's nothing big, really. But when you combine them all together, that's that whole pushing you out of the game thing I talked about. And yeah, I've noticed some of the interactions are sped up, which is nice. Just slightly quicker animations to reduce some seconds and minutes problem. So is nice. Yeah, pebble in the shoe, exactly. It's just a little thing.
We can hit the lights.
Interesting music. Oh yeah, note to self. Jot down music positives. Oh, I already did. God, I'm blind. There we go, okay. Up. Yeah, no, whoever this is, I can't remember his name. Oh my god! One person reads my RSS feed. That's exactly why I put that question there. It's not a big deal to maintain both. I just wanted to know that someone uses it. That's all I care about, right? Does someone actually use it? If it's worth it, it's worth it, right? What is an RSS feed? I don't know the language, but it's a feed of data that you have the ability to punch out, which people can then subscribe to and pull in from for various sources. There's lots of different ways they could do that. There's email notifications or like an app that tracks it, all kinds of stuff like that. But yeah, it is essentially a text feed of a specific format. I can't even tell if I'm hitting it or not. Can I jump while doing this? No. The RSS feeds used to be a big deal. Like, I used to use tons of RSS feeds back in the day. Yeah, okay. What extremely obvious thing am I missing here? Because it's always something, every single time I get stuck, it's something really blindingly obvious. Blue light. I'll admit, would not have occurred to me. Obviously, I suppose. Since it didn't.
Careful, BD.
Master Kree?
I'm sorry it has come to this.
Will it be a complete memory purge?
No. Only what the Council demanded.
Then at least I shall remember you. I am ready.
No kidding, Huthor. You really need to be careful of that thing, Huthor. It's been through hell.
What is your name, droid?
I am ZNA4, of course. How may I serve the Order?
Z. Tell me how to navigate the Kobo Abyss.
I have no information on that in my memory banks. Master Kree, you are aware the Republic has issued a full-scale evacuation order.
I am. That is why I have a very important task for you, Z. Take this.
A tuna? Oh, what a fine model. Oh my!
Use that to open the forest array. Travel underground. Stop for no one. That is an order, Z.
Am I not coming with you?
No. The key to Tanalor is in that array. If you do not hurry, I fear it will be lost forever. May the Force be with you.
Yeah, there's our plot hook, by the way.
I think this droid has been here for hundreds of years.
So the High Republic, huh? That's a new one.
Good day. Or is it night? Something's very wrong.
Is your name Z?
Yes, it is. How did you... Oh, no! I'm trapped. I've been trapped for... How long has it been?
I'm Cal. This is BD. We're gonna help you.
Pleasure to meet you both. Some help would be most appreciated.
I mean, even just looking at her, Z, she's got that 50s sci-fi look, doesn't she? Or was it 60s? You know the one I'm talking about, right? This is what the future will look like. That look? I don't know what that's called. Yeah, the ray gun punk art deco kind of thing. And okay. I have no personal interest in the High Republic. But I have heard that they have done more good stuff than bad with it.
You are a Jedi!
Cute game.
Are my photoreceptors completely shot?
Not completely, Z. I'm a Jedi, all right.
But you're not even wearing the proper robes!
I'm more of a poncho guy.
Yeah, where's my poncho? Game! That is actually a very cool trigger. The only way to progress is to use the Force, so you have to give away that you're a Jedi right there. What is the High Republic? The golden, perfect age of the Republic. It's the pre-prequel era. It's kind of a new invention. Okay, super duper quick, and please feel free to jump all over me here, Malachor, as I know you'll want to. In the EU, the old Republic was mostly a rotting beast. It's described that in almost every single thing that it comes up in. The idea that it was this slowly falling apart, decadent organization of doom. Okay, cool. The High Republic decided that, nah, and got rid of that. And now instead it's like, there's this gold, I keep calling it golden, because it is, like, the aesthetic is very gold. You can literally see on the screen right now, we got the gold aesthetic going on. It's a little, it's dusted, but still. big golden arches and the high ideals of the Jedi Order and the Republic at its height. And yeah, actually, the Zandalari, that's actually a really good... Yeah, it's called the High Republic, for Christ's sakes. Yeah, and yeah, there's a reason why the Old Republic and the Galactic Empire are basically the same entity. How many of you remember that one tiny little tidbit in Andor where they're terrified of being found by Republic troops? Just nice one little liner thing slid in there to emphasize how bad things had gotten by the end of the Clone Wars.
Use the orbs to activate the bridge. Then you can reach the crane controls. I think? After so many idle years, who really knows?
This droid's got more than a screw loose.
What was that?
I, said, hold tight, Z.
I already like her. Oh, by the way, frickin' DC Douglas plays Ravis earlier. I found that out last night. I was just like, oh my freaking god. If you don't know who DC Douglas is, don't worry about it. But if you do, hi, Hazardous. Like I said, I'm not here to bash the High Republic. I'm just not into it. No personal interest.
Take your time. I've only been pinned here for a while. I don't have your name in my databanks. When did you pass the trials?
Never took them. I was knighted in the field.
And what was the reason for this flagrant breach of protocol?
It's a long story.
Yeah, no, the High Republic, if I remember correctly, is pretty much the era directly before the Descent. The era of, I don't know if it actually is a proper name, but, Plagueis. Plagueis and then Palpatine. I can make that. Oh, there's a wall. Oh, whatever. Jedi paint. You know one thing that would probably sell me on the High Republic? They would never go for this. And it will never be a thing. If the High Republic was the beginnings of the Republic, the actual origin, right? That I could buy.
Trials or not, you've done it! Come here! I want to thank you face to face!
Please don't attack me, Z.
Thank you, Cal.
Don't mention it.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've been delayed long enough. Not now. Hold it together.
Mind if I take a look?
Well, I must admit, I am in need of repair.
Careful there, Z.
So Z, what's Tanalorr?
A planet hidden within the Kobolds. It's home to a Jedi temple. A bastion of the Order's light on the galactic frontier. At least that's what my master hoped Tanalorr might become.
That should do it for now. Just gotta figure a way out of this place.
Well, I can help with that. It's this... Was it that? No. Oh! Yes, it is this way. Follow me.
I already like Z. I do.
Now I see where we are. A meditation chamber. Master Kree designed these to train Jedi. I remember this. Don't recall what it does, however. Master Kree had a brilliant mind. Do you know her, Cal?
Can't say I do.
No matter, but I think she would have liked you.
Look, I'm sorry. Who's the best party member in KOTOR 1?
I am very fortunate you came along.
Yeah, thank you, everyone in chat, for making my point for me.
Could have been down here forever.
Except for Pillars of Snow.
Z, that planet you mentioned. What's it like?
Tanalor? Oh, what a wondrous place.
How do I get there?
Navigate the Kobo Abyss.
That must be the knowledge your master purged from your memory banks.
Well, she must have had her reasons.
Karth. Yeah, also, we have an accessory system now. I'll have to poke at that later. I actually like Jolie Bindo quite a bit. And Mission, for that matter. But HK-47 is the best character in KOTOR 1, like, pound for pound. Houdini! Sorry. Am I the only one who actually really likes... oh my god, I suddenly can't think of the species name. The guys we just saw. Nope, hang on. I need to not look at chat for a second. I didn't sleep a lot last night. Oh my god. I give up. What do they call it? Jawas! There we go.
Oh, none of this. Since the last time I stood here. And the sky was full of meteors.
Yeah, now it's just got a space thing.
I have been asleep for a very long time, haven't I, Cal?
Yes. Don't worry. You're not alone. We'll help you get back on your feet.
You might not be wearing the proper attire, but now I am certain you are a Jedi.
Come on.
Cal needed to hear that. Oh, I'm giving that a moment positive. Did you see that? Just a moment of him soaking in that for just a second. He needed that. He really needed that. Yeah, that validation. A droid, yeah, I was gonna say, a droid of the High Republic who served the old Jedi Order, the Golden Jedi Order. You are a Jedi, and just, yeah, I like that. You see what I mean? Like, I had this exact same problem with Jedi Fallen Order, if you remember. When the plot kicks in Jedi Fallen Order, it's amazing. And when it doesn't, it's face-palming. And there's, like, nothing in between. It's either great or terrible. Also, Trilla was the best character in Jedi Fallen Order. Don't at me. Now, there's an interesting question. What's the hook of Empire Strikes Back? The hook of A New Hope is immediate and instant. I mean, it's literally the first scene. What's the hook of Empire Strikes Back? That's an interesting thought exercise there. Being overrated. I haven't reviewed it yet, so I can't say anything. Yeah, being hunted is as close as I got, but I don't know. That doesn't strike me as a hook. Let me make my point. I don't think Empire Strikes Back has a hook, like at all. I mean that. Like, it's just it doesn't grab you. Empire doesn't grab you. Empire really is a Tuesday. The Empire is searching for Rebel, right? Remember, the first scene is the Star Destroyer setting out the probe droids. One of the probe droids lands on Hoth. We see the people out setting up their base in Hoth. It's a Tuesday. That's why the intro to this game Yeah, I'm kidding, Russ. Weirded me out so much because I say the negative is for a lack of hook, but I might have to restructure that because I think, in fact, I think I'm going to do that right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and change my mind on this. Instead of plot, I'm going to write some changes here, but I think I'm going to put that under pacing. I don't mind a slow boil opening. I don't, but Coruscant was just too long, straight up. Can someone tell me Z's name? Z's full name, please. And yeah, the closest thing we have to a plot is actually the rescue of Han, Leia, and Chewbacca, and R2-D2 and 3PO. And that doesn't actually pop in until a ways in. Yeah, does anybody know her actual name? Because she's already Z in my brain. Hang on. Let's see. Jedi Survivor Droid. No, not BD1. There it is. ZNA4. Well, be forever henceforth. There we go. I'll type up some more thoughts later.
I'll be there in a moment, Cal. Don't wait on my behalf. Oh, such strange buildings. Oh my, what is that?
Interesting, Malachor. I will admit part of the problem, and this is a fully me problem, the High Republic bears no fault for this. I've just kind of fallen out of books. I can't remember the last book I read. I'd have to think about it. Oh, Coruscant had great atmosphere. It did. And good moments, and good characters, and good this, and good that, and good that. It's just took too long. I really don't know what else to say to that. Yeah, it's the FF7R2 problem, from what I understand. That's going off of other people's information. I never did that, did I? Oh, hang on. In fact, to go back to our meat comparison, because we've actually come up with a nice, comparison point for this. The idea is that meat, a steak, okay? The meat is the main point of the steak. That's your central core content, okay? That's your good stuff. Metaphorically or literally, your positives to story and gameplay, okay? But then you have to have some fat. You need to marble the steak a little bit. There's lots of different ways to marble a steak. There's lots of different cuts of beef, and there's lots of different things that work well, right? But you need at least some fat in there to add flavor and or texture, depending on, again, what you're going for. So most games need some kind of fat. Fat in this case is, like I said, it's flavor. It's little side stuff. Like, you know the bartender down here who's just this weird, odd side guy? Or maybe like doing a particularly good side quest in a game, or maybe there's a mini game that's really cool and interesting and fun. That's fat, right? Gristle is negatives. We're not talking about that. The problem is some games have so much fat, it starts to overwhelm the flavor of the meat. It's still arguably good, right? It's still arguably and debatably something that you want, but it's just like, oh my god, there's so much fat on this freaking steak, right? At some point or another, a slice of bacon needs to have some meat on it. It's a very strange problem because I think it's kind of unique to video games in that at a certain point, there is such a thing as too much of a good thing.
I'm not a Bedlam Raider spy. I'm a friend of Cal Kestis.
Cal, what's it? Look, I told you, buddy, you're in the wrong cantina. I don't know anybody named Cal Kestis.
Hey, Grease.
Oh, that Cal Kestis.
Found the gyro. You made it.
Good to see you, Cal.
Grease Dritus, this is Boda Kuna. He was on Coruscant.
And he's going to betray me.
Oh, all right. Hi, nice to meet you. Unfortunately, I don't think I have another bed available. Wait a minute. Another one? Cal, you have a very bad habit of picking up strays.
Very small bit. We're talking about little details, right? Have you noticed how Z has had a death grip on the object that, I don't remember her name, the Jedi gave her? Like, just absolutely just clenched. Everything else she's been doing, moving around, doing the thing, the tuner, thank you. Yeah, she will not let it go at all. In fact, there's been a couple of very small moments where she's been having trouble interacting with something because she's doing it one-handed because she refuses to let it go. It's a nice little bit of characterization there.
I am ZNA4, humble servant to the Jedi Order.
Oh, I take it you haven't broken the news yet.
She was trapped underground.
I've never seen this design before. This droid almost looks like an antique.
Did you find anything down there worth credits?
Credits? Cal, you have saved me, but I must ask Morgan still.
Speaking of,
Master Centauri ordered me to open the forest array, but given my condition, I cannot fulfill that duty. Please. If I fail my mission, the key to Tanalorr may be lost forever.
Wait a minute. Did you just say Tanalorr?
You've heard of it?
Yeah, it's an old prospector's legend about a lost world filled with treasure.
which means there's no treasure there.
Could be worth checking out.
Yeah, but first, I gotta fix the menace before the raiders snatch it.
I'll escort you out there. Watch your back while you make the repairs.
Huh. Is he as tough as he looks?
Next to Seer, he's the best marksman I've ever met.
Okay. We'll take care of the menace.
I'll go see what's in the forest.
Thank you, Cal. As soon as I'm in full operating order, I will join you in the forest array.
I love her animations so much.
Z.
I love her animations so much.
While they're all sallying forth, why don't you ease up on the thrusters? Come along. I can get you tuned up, shined up, and caught up on the state of the galaxy.
Oh, sweet.
Cal, I'm gonna lock up the saloon so the raiders don't trash it.
My
Use the
pleasure.
back door, would you?
Oh my god. Did you catch that? She mentioned how she could absolutely use a really proper oil bath, and his response was, "My specialty." Blah blah blah. New shops and activities are available. Doma's shop. Ooh, rare minerals can be bought and spent here. Recruit for the outpost. Okay. Don't mind me. I'm just here.
So, bartender, where's this oil bath you mentioned?
Coming right up, Heritage, coming right up. But something tells me you'd appreciate the soap more after we chat. Strap yourself in. I fear this update might be a little hard to process.
Oh, come now, I can bear a little bad news. Spare no detail.
Well, where to start? Okay, a few years ago, the Supreme Chancellor decided democracy was out of fashion and declared himself emperor.
The Republic is no more?
I'm afraid so. In fact, these days, you'd be hard-pressed to name a planet free from Imperial control.
Calamitous indeed.
Heritage, you're looking a little low on power. What say we pause a tick so you can regain your bearings?
Yes, perhaps that would be best.
No, by all means, continue.
Hey, Z. Know anything about that forest array?
My memory banks are coming up short, Cal, but it is surely the work of Master Kree.
How do you know?
In her time, she had no equal. There were other scientists and technicians, yes, but all that you see here on Kobo is her work, one way or another.
So how long have you known both?
Not long. We worked together on Coruscant.
And what line of work exactly?
A little of this, a little of that.
I see. Say no more, Cal, say no more. I know when I'm about to step in it. Actually, that reminds me of a colorful expression from Calistar. If you stand beneath the Presta bird nest, rain will come even in the desert.
And when the rain comes...
You best get out of the way.
Oh god, Blades of All, yeah. That's an interesting thought. Don't worry, the Republic has been rebranded and reformed into a stronger entity for the peace and prosperity of the galaxy. Yeah, I noticed Monk is... yeah. See? You can kind of tell there. Yes, we must maintain order in the galaxy. How'd you meet terrorism? What? I mean, it's against, like, an evil organization, but yeah.
Good to see you landed on your feet, Cal. So, how'd everything turn out?
Bravo's gone.
Had a feeling. I'm really sorry, Cal. I know how much he meant to you.
He was a good friend. They all were. I'll miss him.
Definitely not your standard crew. I could tell that from the start.
Yeah. Gabs, Bravo, the twins. We were close.
I understand. Just remember that you're not alone in all this.
Glad you're here, Bud.
I got your back, brother.
Uh-huh.
So how is Kobo? You get away from it all like you wanted?
Oh, I had to, kid. Away from the Empire, the Haxian brood, escape all the trouble.
Trouble always seems to find us, Grease. Haven't you learned that by now?
Ha, no kidding. Just like that old droid, huh?
You think Z's trouble?
Are you chaffing me? She sticks out like potpourri at a padre. Not that I'm too picky. You meet any more lost souls with sob stories, send them over to Pyloon's, you hear? Place could use a little trouble.
But the fish! Alright. Do you need help cleaning? Because you need help cleaning.
Even covers his cantina couches with patchouli weave fabric. Classic Grease.
Yeah. Looks perfectly fine. Can we at least remove the piles of trash from the floor? Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't think I do, Ross, but hit me. How much do the Lakers go for? Especially considering the Lakers... Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm just saying, the Lakers haven't been good since Larry Bird or Magic Johnson. I'm just saying. $12 billion. It is probably not true, but I'm still going to say it. Bob Iger. Bob Iger bought the Lakers. I hate rich people. I hope they all die. Just all of them. There's this very rare disease that the moment your bank account gets too high, and they just die. So, a what-if scenario, if we had to explore, had Return of the Jedi, or, sorry, that means Revenge of the Sith, doesn't it? So you mean like a what-if for Revenge of the Sith, or a what-if after Revenge of the Sith? A terminal case of the number 2 is hazardous. What?
You're the one taking shots at the Raiders, right?
Yeah.
That's me.
Bad idea. The Raiders have got eyes all over the Reach.
What kind of eyes?
Ravis has got a watchtower in the valley.
Maybe I'll check it out.
Oh my god, is this a Ubisoft game?
Head towards the spires. Can't miss it. Of course, they won't miss you either. You know, because of the watchtower.
Alright, I'm ready. I'm ready! Ready to go to knock over a Ubisoft tower. So what would be an interesting what-if for Revenge of the Sith? What in the world is my camera doing? Okay.
We can trade this at Doma's shop.
Oh, now we say that. Yeah, it's not doing anything. Alright. I mean, I've got it, obviously. Padme doesn't die. Palpatine does die. Obi-Wan dies. There you go. Boom. And Padme is convinced to create a new galactic empire. Oop, hang on. So, perks, huh? Block meter increased. I mean, it's literally the only perk we have, so sure, whatever.
Ready to go.
You could put away your lightsaber, Cal. There you go.
Hello there.
I know you're kind of casual about being a Jedi, but dude, put away the saber, man. Come on. Actually, Padme deciding to run away with Anakin is an interesting idea. If you remember, she actually posited that scenario to him.
Feel free to take your time.
Wait, hang on. Real quick. Oh, and Windu kills Palpatine. There you go. Done. Hang on, I'm sorry, we have the wrong song playing for this room. I'd play the right song, but it's stalled and taking forever to load. There we go. Let's talk to Domino.
Could be great for you. Oh, I knew that one would catch your eye.
Oh my god, these are so terrible. Oh my god, the stash! It's horrible! It's horrible!
Ooh, that's a nice one.
That's right, Mall Cup 52. Yep. Cinnabon to Sabaro, that's my beat.
Take your time. I ain't going anywhere. See you soon.
So those only good for cosmetics? I mean, that's fine. I'm just curious. Because those are all horrifying. We're going to save up for the 10, obviously. Shoutouts to the 3 people who got the joke there. Do I think the CIS would have won? Let's pause. Let's ignore every other thing. Every other variable. No. The CIS was so pathetically terrible at every single stage and tier of its existence that they never had a prayer or hope in hell of anything. The absolute best possible scenario they could have ever hoped for is a negotiated peace in which they might be able to actually argue for slightly more freedoms from the Republic. And that is extremely unlikely. Like, yeah, no. Why does it keep doing that? You see that? The camera's like just jarring periodically. See that?
Enemy discovered. Cannot last. Firepower. System damage. Attack the target.
I actually really like the aesthetics of the CIS. And I love the idea of a droid army. Hell, I even think the Lucre Hulks are some really cool ships. The only good Separatist ship, but still. Still can't do it.
Well, well, well. You'll remember. Focus on the battle.
Thanks. Yeah, why doesn't the Rebel Alliance use droids? Actually, so there have been like 2 short stories which address that. The idea is really basic. Droids are extremely easy to hack and reprogram. So which is funny, you think the Rebel Alliance could just, like, offer droids their freedom, but, I mean, they're just droids, they're not people, right? How am I supposed to get up there? You know, the real reason is because droids in the original movie were expensive. Ugh, I don't remember when exactly the Rebel Alliance got renamed to being the Alliance to Restore the Republic, but let me put that down as another thing I am extremely not in favor of. Also, I'm going to switch to a real lightsaber stance for a second here. Yeah, no kidding, Cashel. I'm sorry, what? That's another thing I dislike about the AU, if I can rant about the sequels for just a second. The Republic sucked. Like, that's kind of a huge narrative beat that we talked about earlier. The Republic sucked. God damn, these birds! I can't kill these birds, my goodness. Like, the idea of trying to restore the Republic is just... no. Even the New Republic was trying to do something different, and indeed, a lot of serious plot points boiled down to, we're failing at doing something different, we need to do better. Goddamn bird. Birds are the worst enemy in every video game. I'm just saying. You think it's spiders or wolves? I don't know. It's birds. It's only dogs and FPSs. Birds in poison swamps. There we go. No, I've caught it. Bird dogs in poison swamps. Fun fact, that's already happened.
I recognize you. You're friends with Grease, right?
Yeah.
If he asks about the 50 credits, say, may or may not owe him, tell him I left the planet.
I think I'll stay out of this.
If you won't lie for strangers, who will you lie for?
No one. I will lie for no one. How do I get up there? Oh, Jesus Christ, Cashel. Alright, so, that's a hell of a question to ask someone who kind of hates the sequel trilogy in general. Okay. Well. So the first thing, I was actually saying Warlords. That was literally my first thought. I suppose that is kind of the default thought. What, Modern Warfare 2, Ross? Or Doom 4? I forget which. Yeah, no, Warlords feels like the correct answer. Kind of a reset of the board. God damn it. A reset of the board. No big galactic empire, or republic, or galactic anything. Break everything down a lot. Yeah, unfortunately, we've had too many resets in Star Wars as a whole, but I don't have another answer for you. Like, Episode 7, 8, and 9 kind of Shrek'd the world building. Like, when I say warlords, I shouldn't actually use that word. I'm thinking, like, planets or systems become governments. You know, no, there wouldn't even be a sector power. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, really break that stuff down. There's still plenty of storytelling you can do. A planet's a big place, except in Star Wars. Yeah, honestly, yeah, getting fan. Just lean into it. I'm seeing a whole lot of stuff that make... I've seen 3 separate shortcuts from up this overall ridge I'm trying to reach, and no way to actually get up there. This is vaguely starting to piss me off. No, no, no. No, droids get to live. Droids get to live. That is a good question, Plutonium. Let's grab a fast travel point real quick.
Have you seen the new X-34 land speeder?
Which one? There are currently 52,970 X-34 land speeders in circulation.
Forget it.
I mean, it's got that dark blue scan lines thing going on. And we can kind of make out the, what do you call it? The geometry of playable area up there. There's also those yellow things, which I hadn't noticed before. Or I'd rather had processed before.
Who's there?
That's a fine piece of gear.
I got you.
Do you?
I'm on him.
Are you? Right, I'm supposed to be doing this.
Did I lose you?
let's just live and let live. Or that.
Uh-oh. You can't last.
Yeah, Kobo, the very first section of Kobo, you know, before we hit the open world part, honestly impressed me quite a bit. Good platforming, good puzzle sections, good looping, good shortcutting. Cool. Then we hit this valley, which we've been in pretty much ever since. Not as impressed. So let me guess. Yep, of course my lightsaber can't cut through flimsy metal grade. I know, video game, I get it. Don't give me a lightsaber if I can't cut through stuff, game. Come on. Hello. Yeah, do energy walls. It's actually an established thing in the universe that lightsabers can't cut through energy. There you go. Boom. Done. Hang on. Before I commit to dying here. Okay.
Target struck. Resist. I have sustained damage.
I like the commando droids, by the way. Probably the funnest thing to fight so far. Actually, yes. As it is, I do. Ooh, new pants. And trust me, I need them. Ah, yeah, there we go. No, we'll go with these. Man, do I have, like, better shirt? No. No, I don't. I do like having individual slots and pieces instead of, what was it, like poncho? And I don't remember what else in the first game. I feel like there was at least one more thing. I mean, obviously, lightsaber colors. Yeah, I think that was it. I think I'm wrong. I think it was just the two. Yeah. Almost. Oh, let's commit to dying. I'm ready. What the heck was that attack? Sorry, yeah, so dumb Star Wars question. Is there an Earth? No. I think for a bit there, some writers were trying to design where humans came from, but I don't think there's actually any codified lore, like any... It is canon, either in the EU or the AU, that there is a human homeworld. Bros. I mean, if you're gonna come up with an Earth now, it's a little too late. Besides, we all know the answer is Corellia. Yeah, like, honestly, there's this thing. I've talked about this before in brief. It boils down to the idea that at a certain point, there's no reason to have a big reveal anymore because it's been not revealed for so long that nobody cares anymore. Like, it doesn't have impact. Star Wars has been around for longer than I have. Nobody cares at this point if we finally learn the big super secret human homeworld, right? No. Oh, that's irritating. No, it's not a big deal. Nobody cares. That's sorry, I don't mean that so dismissively. What I mean is, it's so irrelevant to the setting that it has never mattered. The only reason it's even interesting is we know where most of the other species come from. Humans... I feel like during the comic era, when Dark Horse was really going wild, there was a comic that posited that humans really were here from another galaxy. You know, Yuzun Vong style. I don't think that's ever been canonized, but I remember reading about that. That's irritating. It's right there, too. Well, yeah, apparently the humans were one of several species that were spread by the Rakatans. So, like, where did we come from? Huh.
20 years folded up really does a number on the joint. Tell me, the enemy is here. This isn't going so good.
Oh, I hope the 20-year wait was worth it. Let's scan him. Scan him.
What'd you find, buddy?
Yeah, that's horrific, by the way. If you force me to decide what humans are, honestly, I would go with the banal answer. Shortcut get. I would go with the banal answer. I would say that one of the core worlds is where the humans are from. That's it. That's all. The end. Now, having said that, I think we could do an interesting story idea there. Not a main story, just like a background story. Maybe even like a side quest kind of thing. Because I love the idea, and by love I mean hate, because you know this would happen, that people are like, oh my god, we're all Corellians, which means Corellia is the one true human.
Not bad.
But wait, no, we're actually from Alderaan, so Alderanians are the one true humans, right? And it's like, aha! We are the best of the humans, because we are the original humans, because that makes absolutely no sense. You know, that kind of a thing. And so everyone's like, aha, we're the original humans. We're the original humans. And it turns out it's like some other random-ass planet you've never even heard of. Fedaria 7. It wasn't even a core world. It was just some random world. Listen, all I'm saying is, Corellia. Can we not make the Corellian system a crafted system? Can we just do that, please? That is the actual second dumbest thing in all of Star Wars, behind the holdo maneuver. Hello? I was weirded out because you weren't attacking me. Oh, you're dead.
These raiders are keeping the Empire at bay. At least they're good for something.
And yeah, we know exactly what humans are in Warcraft. But we know what almost every species is in Warcraft at this point. They're all robots. That's a lot. That's a joke. Sorry, I shouldn't joke about that.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's a few smaller races which, where did the vermin come from? Where'd the kobolds come from?
Should be out here somewhere. Only way forward is to cut through.
Thanks for telling me that, Cal. I would never have known that otherwise. The hell are those?
Looks like it's blocked. Sit tight, BD. Let me see what I can do. You catch that too, BD? We're not alone out here.
Great. Wait, the leaves? What leaves? What are we talking about? I mean, whatever you're saying, I'm saying. That's how streaming works. Whoop, that was weird. And then we died. Oh. Alright, sorry. Boobs! There we go. Okay, we've successfully made sure that everyone looked at the screen for 1 second. Oh, sorry. Sorry, wrong. It was actually a bird. My bad. My bad.
Wonder how long this has been here.
Sorry, Uthor. Sorry, God.
Good to go, BD. Let's try that again.
So one thing I both like and dislike in this one. You have greater distance of being able to interact with interactables, but it's also wonkier, right? Like sometimes it's like, I want to interact with that. It's like, no. Can I interact with that? No. Okay, how about now? Okay, maybe. No, it's not a yellow paint thing. I know what I can interact with. The problem is there's an interpretation layer here, very Assassin's Creed style, determining what I can interact with. Let me walk that sentence back. Determining when I can interact with something. You've probably already seen me a couple of times like walk right up on something and it's like, nope.
Centauri Kree said it held the key to Tanalorr. Z seems to think so too. Only one way to find out.
Listen, small streams are beyond us. We're just a Jedi, okay, Malphor?
I don't think they saw us. Let's move.
Formally knighted at this point, too. Peppers! Peppers! Sorry. It's so slippery, you have no idea. Nope. No, it's pretty jank. Ignore what I just did. The whole game has just kind of been pretty jank. And I have no idea how much of that is EA's fault. Probably at least a bit of it.
Let's go. Raiders don't like the imps any more than we do.
Go, droids! You got this! Okay, the droids are dead. And we have to intervene on the droids' behalf. We have to save the droids! I'm so sorry, B. My poor precious droids.
They must have shot this drop pod all the way from the Lucre Hulk.
And yeah, you notice the level design has immediately gotten better the moment we leave the valley. Yeah, it's almost like this is a stage and not an open world. I was talking to a friend last night about the open world part of the game, and their immediate reaction, before I could even say anything, was, ugh, why is everyone doing a freaking open world? It's 2023. We're done with open worlds. And my first reaction was, yeah. Like, I know that's a very edge case, but it's interesting how many people who are gamers, people who play video games as their primary hobby, are just like, ugh, when it comes to open world at this point. Probably because so many of them suck. That feels like that's how I'm supposed to get back up. Then again, half the deeper end.
Let's get a drop on these bucket heads.
Can I go any further? No. Yeah, I know extremely little about Metroid Prime 4, but the only thing I know is that the open world is extremely tacked on.
Launching attack. Show our superiority.
Let's deal with this guy really quick.
Oh,
there we go.
It's just me then.
Yep, just you.
Generations of Raka raised their young here. Then the Empire tore through, shot and trampled anything that got in their way.
Yeah, I like that finisher. It's an interesting question, though. What's some really well-designed overworld / open worlds? My first knee-jerk thought is GTA 5, which did some really good stuff with it. Had good design, flow, traversal, quests, interactions, etc. Like, GTA 5 was a treat to roam around in, and that's what an open world should be. There's another thing, I'm not sure I 100% agree with this, but I've seen a few game developers talk about this recently, actually. That an open world needs to not be too dense. This is FF7R2's SLO. That too much density doesn't allow for proper, what do you call it? Connective tissue is what I call that. Connective tissue in between interactions. You want a moment to just sit and process, or to look, or to take in, or whatever. Can't be too much, that's padding. But it can't be too little either.
This place has you seeing things.
Hi.
Oh, now he's running. I hope that hurt.
Nice shield, by the way. Probably one of the only things I appreciate of the pop-ups in this game is the shortcut unlocks pop-up. And I want to explain why for a second, because normally I'm not a big fan of invasive pop-ups in video games. It's because sometimes you're unlocking the way forward and sometimes you're unlocking the way back. And without that pop-up in this game, I've noticed there's not a lot of distinction between the two. So it's just nice to be able to see, okay, yep, that's not the way forward. Hello, Zara.
Help!
Damn it.
BD, here!
Yeah, we still have the 2 stems. Might be a me problem. I don't know. Yeah, that could work too, Hazardous.
Good find, BD. Thanks, BD.
Quite a few, actually, off the deep end. But first we have to get through the obligation games. And we will, oh yes. I am actually kind of curious what people are going to think of the Super Mystery game. Oh, this is an interesting problem that's currently happening. Good morning, Sean. Statistically speaking,
She was damaged. There's no way Z could have made this journey. Of course, back in Kree's day, there was no Empire to contend with. What I would give to see a glimpse of that galaxy.
that High Republic. Hello, friendly animals. One thing I've noticed, and I've been debating if there's anything I could do about this, is less people will show up for games they don't recognize on stream. And I know what you're going to say, duh, but like, that's problematic. Especially because we're pretty quickly reaching the point where more and more and more of the games we stream are going to be games you've probably never heard of. And yeah, obviously branching out, variety, you never know something you might like, etc., etc. If I could use... A time period is obviously an unavoidable problem. There's no fixing that. Unless I start streaming 24 hours a day. Heyo! Well, it is an understandable problem, but it faces... I'm facing the possibility of my job viability shrinking over time because of it. Well, if I could use a parallel really quick. Something I've noticed as a phenomenon for GDQs, specifically, is people will look at the upcoming games being fun, that are going to be spedrun, and they think, oh man, I want this and this and this, and this and this, because those are great games. And then sometimes they're good runs, and sometimes they're really boring runs. Or they're just, oh God, what are you doing, Cal? Or they're just, like, not as interesting. And then you watch some run for a game you've never even heard of before, and that run is amazing. Now, also sometimes you watch a run of a game you've never heard of, and that run is terrible. That's the point. There's no real way to judge that in advance, if that makes any sense. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Obscure games are a gamble, but like, you gotta roll the dice. You can't just watch Fortnite over and over, metaphorically speaking. Thank you, Bearclaw, for the sub very much. I noticed you didn't put it towards anything, so if you want to put that towards up to 3 games or adding 1 new game to the list, please let me know. And Loke, thank you very much. Since I have confirmed that Ruse works, we'll put that towards Ruse. Company of Heroes and Sly. Oh, 100% Loner. The presentation is kind of the big thing when it comes to GDQ runs. And yeah, if you just have... Some of you have seen this. So let's assume for a moment that the runner is really good at the game, right? Doing a really, really good job of the run. But they're just sitting here like this. You need some kind of something, right? You need to have either a couch or someone on the mic, or the runner themselves needs to be able to split their attention to be able to present while running, right? That's you need the presentation layer. Now that nowadays, I shouldn't say nowadays, for the last about 10 years or so, it's been standard policy to have a couch. But the quality of that couch then varies. And there are like, I don't know, I'd say about 10% of the runners I've seen actually have enough charisma to just do it themselves. Like, there's this wonderful gentleman, Tomato Anus, who has really good presentations of the runs he does. I highly recommend watching his Fallout. He plays Fallout 1, 2, 3, and New Vegas, and 4 as a single speed run. It's great. I highly recommend it. Yeah, by the way, his censored name, because sometimes he has to do his Tomato Angus, if you're wondering. Yeah, Oates is another guy who knows how to present a run very, very well. And there's a guy who runs Bloodborne. I can't think of his name, but he's awesome too. KOTOR 1, KOTOR 2, and Cyberpunk. You got it. Thank you very much again, Bearclaw. Very much. Hang on. Let me just look up GDQ. I bet I could just find it immediately. Give me a sec. Not that he needs my plugs. GDQ. No. YouTube. Bad. GDQ. Bloodborne. Jesus Hears Toast is the name of the runner. Double check myself on that. Make sure that's actually him. Yep, that's him. Jesus Hears Toast. He's actually streaming right now. In fact, he's streaming Bloodborne right now. That's kind of funny. He's a good one. He knows what he's doing. I recommend his Bloodborne streams, funnily enough. I mean, honestly, Hazardous. It is an interesting reality that the most popular games that people want me to stream are really big, long ones. Like, you should... Have you seen the Cyberpunk list lately? If I wasn't charging double, it'd already be funded. And then there's Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, Rogue Trader, Persona 5, Fire Emblem Three Houses, which we had to split up because it was never going to happen. The entire Trails of series. FF7R2... Yeah, they're all big names, but they're also big games, and that is problematic for reasons regardless of my personal opinions on the matter.
Easy, easy. I'm not looking for trouble.
Hi.
That's it.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 again.
Don't worry. I'm a friend.
Ah, Mother of Moons, that's a relief. I'm useless in a fight. Came to see that incredible High Republic structure. Didn't expect to have to fight off beasts with my field journal. Sorry, rambling. Bad habit. I'm Toa, by the way.
I'm Cal. This is BD-1. Listen, the Empire is not going to be happy to find you out here. Why don't you head back to the Reach?
I think I will take you up on that.
I mean, admittedly, anybody who knows me knows that I like to plan out my schedule pretty carefully. You'll notice we did a giant chonker game, then another giant, well, then a medium-sized game that was very popular. Then we did several smaller games most people never heard of, and now we're doing another medium popular game. It's almost like there's a plan to this, right? The next game we're playing is also a really tiny short game, and then after that we're probably going to go and hit ESO. Now, admittedly, and I don't want to sound negative about this, but I'm kind of facing a little bit of debt this year from two perspectives. One, the non-darks. Between a combination of the move, which, can you believe that was almost a year ago now, and all of the frickin' refurbishing crap, and literally being without power and electricity for large swaths of time, I have lost a huge amount of streaming time over the last year, and that has really screwed with me and my ability to keep up. I have probably lost viewers as a result of that. The second thing is thanks to a combination... See, shortcut unlocked. Thanks to a combination of circumstances, the FF11 run and the ESO run both ended up happening this year, and that was not supposed to happen. That was an adaptation to some screw-ups on behalf of the companies in question. Over here. It's a Star Wars game, and I've been getting pretty good numbers, so yeah, I'd say this is popular.
Back to it.
It's a modern Star Wars game, even. Oh, you're fighting the droids. Go, droids! So, for the three of you who haven't heard, the reason why we're actually pushing ESO so far up the list was
what they were shooting at? A spy droid. Someone else has eyes out here. Maybe the Raiders?
Was that the KOTOR 1 human death sound for that trooper? Because I swear it was. It's very distinct. Right? You also hear it hundreds of times in KOTOR, so it's kind of burned into my brain. Anyways, seriously, that's what it sounded like. Yeah, so Microslop did a massive wave of a first wave of layoffs. One of the many groups that was absolutely smothered by those layoffs was the development team at ESO. For those of you not aware, ESO had been kind of flagging a little bit. True, we'll just know. However, the ESO had been turning it around, had been increasing sales, increasing player base, and apparently a lot of the recent content has been really on an uptick in quality. Awesome. So naturally they fired over half the development team. Half. I always want to reemphasize that point. Like, when you hear about large layoffs, it's usually ultimately about 10, 15, 20% of a team, which is a lot of people. 50% is insane. Yeah, they also destroyed id, which is just, what?
I'm not ready for combat. Then get ready.
Yeah, very natural response to success. There we go. Got the shield guy. Did he just say I'm gonna get promoted as he was plummeting to his death? Oh, he lived! Oh my god! You lived!
I won't back down. He's going down.
What does the Empire want with a backwater planet like Kobo?
Oh, yeah, droid. Okay. Absolutely not. No, not even a chance in hell. It is, after all, not her job. And not a job she's good at, even if she was her job. I've seen her resume. I know what she's there for. Whore. Hi, Dream Whisperer. She's a chainsaw boss. It's quite literally her primary job. If you look at her resume, that's all she's ever done, has been a chainsaw boss. For those who don't know what that means, it's someone who is hired for the explicit purpose of either firing a bunch of people or screwing with a company sufficiently so that it is now justified to fire a bunch of people. There's a lot of reasons you want to fire a bunch of people at a company. None of them are good. Yeah, exactly. She's a chainsaw. She goes in, she cuts costs, she gets out. That's why I call her a whore. Because she is selling herself out. She's selling out her, like, her rep, or whatever you want to call that, her decency, so that other people can keep their hands clean. Because none of the actual executives want to do that. That's just icky. Ugh. Having to actually fire people. Ugh.
The array should be up through there. Think that creature's a heavy sleeper?
Yes, that creature, who is currently dead, is a heavy sleeper. Anyway, sorry, this is getting a little bit off topic. Point is, ESO's team was completely gutted. And so now, all of a sudden, the ESO run went from something I'm totally cool with, you know, doing in a couple of years, to we need to do this right now while it's still in a properly playable state. Because there are only 3 possibilities, really, for ESO right now. 1, they pull the plug entirely. Probably the worst overall outcome. 2, they ruin the game to the point of unreasonability, to the point where you can't even recognize the game that it used to be. That's probably the most likely, by the way. Or 3, and this is the best possible outcome, it keeps going on maintenance mode, but is otherwise a functionally dead game. And yeah, so the ESO run now has to happen. Birds!
Do what you gotta do, buddy.
FF11 was in a similar state. It kind of isn't anymore. I mean, it doesn't matter. We've run FF11. It's done. We're good. Cool. But FF11 I was worried about because there was a holding company in Singapore that is still trying to buy out Square Enix. And there is nothing good that could ever possibly come from that scenario. So, I wanted to get the FF11 run done while it was still runnable. So, like I said, neither of those were really supposed to be happening right now. Sure thing, Cashel. And I slowly hand Cashel a gun. Like, here, Cashel, you know what to do. You know what to do, Cashel. What? No, don't... So about that targeting thing, did you see that? Did you see that the L thing was on there, and it was blue, and I hit L trigger, that is to say, I hit L2, and then it grabbed the rock, which hit me, doing damage to me! For anybody wondering what jank looks like, that is jank. Remember, jank by definition is just when the game does something that is unexpected. Isn't necessarily a bad thing, isn't necessarily a good thing. It's just when the game is doing something that you did not intend via some issue with controls or physics or whatever. That is what I was talking about earlier. And that is a little hurtful to hear you ask that, Lord Harem, but it's very valid to ask. I don't matter, right? Like, if I died tomorrow, nobody would notice. And I know that. I live with that every single day of my life. However, I like to think that at least on some level, point, or purpose, there is actually a reason to get down what I refer to as a historical record of any given game. And so the point is to have that on the books. The Anthem run, our exemplar, is a run that we can now refer to forever. There's a video record of it, there is a text record of it, and both of those indicate that that run existed and that game existed in this state at this time with these provisos. It's a history book.
Don't know what that stuff is, but definitely doesn't look safe.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, exactly, Casual. You probably noticed that some games I specifically want to review, not because they're good or because they're interesting or whatever, but because I want to have a historical record of a game X, Y, or Z. That's why I ran Civilization 1 as well, and Ultima 1, actually. Just to get those games on the books. Now, there's a limit to that. I'm never running Wizardry 1 because I'm not insane.
It's hard to breathe.
Go around that nonsense. I don't know what that is, and I don't think I wanna. Hull Laser 1. Hull Laser 2. Hull Beam. Yeah? Oh my gosh. So nice tutorialization of that feature before, you know, we face a sea of the damn stuff. Ooh, okay. If FF14 1.0 existed, would I review it?
Looks like a data disk.
So here's the funny part. The answer is yes, but not for the reasons you're thinking. Not only would it establish the floor, which actually probably was exactly what you were just thinking just now, but the reason it would be acceptable is because it would actually be really short. There's not a lot of content in FF14 1.0. That's part of the problem.
You think this substance has anything to do with the array?
Honestly, I could finish a primary review of FF14 1.0, like all the systems and mechanics and terrible crafting, all that stuff, inside of probably 2-3 hours. And since I would do all my leveling off camera, actually pushing through the content would not take particularly long either. So it would be a relatively short run. It would actually be shorter than FF11 was by quite a margin. They keep showing us that frickin' broken moon up there.
If the rest of Z's story is true, the key to Tanalorr should be around here somewhere.
Whatever it is. So, hey, High Republic, huh? I gotta be honest, of all of the things I was expecting Jedi Survivor to do, touching on the High Republic was nothing that even occurred to me. But here we are.
The array feeds into that central tower. Maybe that's where we'll find answers.
Let's grab our warp point first and foremost. Yeah, the Empire is over there, and that's kind of okay, as weird as that sounds. The Empire was the overwhelming, dominant theme of the first game. Right? You can't beat the Empire. They're too big, they're too strong. You cannot fight against it. That was the theme of Jedi Fallen Order. It touched on pretty much every major character, including us.
Let's go, BD.
Can't get close to that.
No cutting through this stuff.
Why not? Why not? Because it's a video game lore. Okay, okay, fine. I accept it, I accept it.
This place must have been abandoned and forgotten.
They have yet to say in-game.
Forget. All these years later, and she never gave up on her mission. We can't let her down.
Ahem. They haven't said in-game how long it's been since the first game. But it's probably about 5 years. Give or take. What is that gunk? Oh, apparently they said it was 9 BBY, so I must have completely missed that. Yeah, Luke is currently whining about moisture vaporizers. Don't you mean evaporators? No, moisturizers.
I think that creature is trapped. I can't cut it free. Let's pass under it for now.
I actually don't know anything about Zero Company, believe it or not. Other than the fact that I have to decide if we're vetoing the game or not. I'm still torn on that. Again, it doesn't feel good to veto a game that people have already started funding. That's something I try to avoid doing. Yeah, it's on the list right now. Oh, yeah, Leia's out getting kidnapped right now in the Obi-Wan show. Well, that's an interesting question, though. So, you may or may not have heard this, but the Saudi Arabian government has recently bought EA in one of the most scum-suckery ways possible. That's the best part. Like, it's not even like a, we're just giving you a bunch of money. No, they're just being dickheads about it.
Okay, that hurt. Let's find another path.
In some wonderfully tax-evading kind of ways.
Ugh, that thing sheds.
Yeah, these, you'll notice they're not even rendering past a certain rate. Like the culling, not the culling, wrong word. The render radius on the particle effects is actually really short. Like you can see the edge of it right there. It's moving out as I move. Oh yeah, and Kushner. It's not just the Saudis. It's frickin' Kushner.
Something around here has a big appetite.
I mean, it's one of those weird situations, right? Because you know how it works. Me refusing to play Zero Company doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't do anything. You can't fight the Empire. But as mentioned before, that's not really the point and purpose of that kind of a thing. It's more of a personal line. I've said this for years. It's for yourself, you know. Okay. Nope, of course. That's the X button. Right.
Hey, BD1! A little help, bud.
Oh yeah, Hills. God damn it. Well, I figured out what the X button is. So we deal with this Tauntaun here. What is R1? I need to figure out what R1 is, because I might bind dodge to R1. For those of you at home wondering, picture the face buttons, right? So, Attack is the far left one. Dodge is the far right one. There is no quickly moving between attack and dodge in mid-combat. It's not possible. The thumb has to completely readjust its position in order to do it. There's no tapping to do that. It's why I've been debating pushing dodge down to the lower button. So I can, dodge quickly. The game probably wants me to block, but I'm talking about red attacks. You'll notice the only things that are really giving me issues the whole game are red attacks, and it's because of this issues. I mean, Hills and Chocolate is probably one of the most real-life applicable concepts I've ever come up with. For those of you who haven't heard it, all two of you, chocolate, most of the chocolate that's provided in the world is done so at the behest of child labor, and that sucks. And there's nothing else to say about that. However, people like chocolate, so some people decide to refuse to buy chocolate as again, a personal protest, and some people don't. The whole point of the concept is that we all have our hills. We all have things that we are not willing to bend on, and we have things that we are willing to bend on, because it's not possible to be moralistically stanced on everything. It's not something that's feasible in the modern world. So you have to pick your hills, because not everyone can stand on every hill. I love how that knocks me off, even though I knew it was coming. It's like, thanks, game. The core conceit is that you cannot blame someone for picking a hill, and you cannot blame someone for not picking a hill. So for me, I don't buy chocolate, and you don't have the right to belittle me for that perspective or opinion. But I don't have the right to belittle or talk down to you for not holding that perspective. Make sense? And that's how it ties into giving money to the Saudis. Is that a hill? Yeah, I could try to talk you into such a thing. I could try to convince you. But I don't have the right to judge you for that. Oh, okay. God, those red hits.
Stim. Over here.
So anyways, it's a Mogu. Oh god, the Warcraft parallels continue. Anyways, I hope that answers your question, Luke.
I've never seen tech like this before. And I scrapped some serious machines on Braca.
Wrong button. Generators charge the air with highly excited energy currents, similar in both power and danger to interstellar ionic storms. From the looks of the structure's rampant rust and overgrowth, it hasn't been put to use in several decades. Oh yeah, there's actually one last asterisk for the Hills and Chocolate concept. You also don't get the right to act all hoity-toity or self-important for the fact that you happen to have a hill. We all have hills. That's cool. You should have hills. That doesn't magically make you Mr. Lord Geoffrey Tilworth Splatsflangley of the Great... No, it just... Come on. No, don't. It's cool. We're cool. Well, then there's things that aren't hills at all. There aren't many of them, but there are a few. There's some things that are just wrong. No, exactly, look. It's one of the reasons why I'm going to do relatively soon, probably this year, an informal EA block. Just to get all the EA games out of the way and done, and then good. Command & Conquer, Spore, Sims 3 specifically. Probably something else. Dead Space would be another one. Yeah, no, exactly. Some things are just Rule 0 violators. Some things are just nope. And then there's Hills. Yep, Sims is EA.
Not on this scale. Just like Z's chamber.
That's terrifying. Oh, it doesn't do anything to me. I haven't decided 100% yet, Luke. Honestly, the Saudis buying EA was not on my bingo card. It actually makes perfect sense in hindsight. No, really. They want the sports. They want the sports titles. That's what they're after. They almost assuredly also want it specifically for propaganda reasons. It's one of the reasons I have some hope for companies like Respawn, is because there's a non-zero chance that, you know, the Saudis will sell off companies like Respawn or I can't remember any of the other sub-companies. But you know what I mean? They're going to probably chop off the properties they don't care about. I mean, BioWare is currently being shopped around for purchase. I can hear you over there. If they don't want BioWare, I mean, the more you know about FIFA as a company, the more it makes sense that the Saudis would want the FIFA license. And yeah, this is nothing new. How many of you are aware of EVO? Not the woman. The fighting game league. Guess who owns that? It is hugely risky, and I'm with you, Tortellini. Absolutely. It's one of the reasons why I try to buy indie games not on sale as often as I can, as often as I can afford to. I know, again, it's irrelevant, right? No, it doesn't make any difference, but it's just here. Here, have a little extra push from me. I know it doesn't matter. I know I don't matter. Just keep doing what you're doing, you know? Let's walk away from giant monolithic publishers. Can we just do that? They haven't been necessary in the gaming space for years. Yeah, speaking of which, please support one of our own community members, Evo Iliani, is actually making a game, which was linked in chat 5 seconds ago. Please support that game, if for no other reason than it was made by a person. Exactly, Blue Bulb. You're getting it. They don't want BioWare, so they're trying to sell it while it's still worth a decent chunk of change. Remember, the Saudi company, I can't remember what it's called. It's a holding company that manages their national wealth fund. Anyways, that company is only interested in one thing and one thing only, which is pushing their agenda and making money. I guess that's two things. I'm an idiot. Two things. Pushing their agenda and making as much money as they can off of the properties they actually care about. So they want the sports. They don't care about the rest. You know, BioWare is worth a chunk of change because BioWare comes with several IPs which are worthwhile. There is value to them. I know that the brand has been damaged, for lack of a better way to put it, but you can't tell me that you couldn't do stuff with Dragon Age and Mass Effect. Hell, you could probably do stuff with Anthem if you're really careful and talented about it. You shouldn't, but you could. So this is an interesting bit of visual storytelling. Do you see how it's propagating through the pipes? Whatever this gunk is. It's also coming in through some of the cracks.
No way we're crossing that still breathing.
Yeah, what is this stuff, I wonder? What was this stuff? It's crystallized now. Bird! Bird! Bird was the word. Did you just say that? Did you just say?
Don't blame me.
Okay, whatever. I'll deal with you in a minute. Yeah, Jade Empire is still there too. You can do a lot of stuff with Jade Empire.
Everything here wants to eat you or suffocate you. Why do I always get assigned to these backwater posts?
I'm about to feel really bad for what I'm about to do. Sir, I am so sorry you are assigned to this backwater post. Please forgive me. Actually, I was thinking the same thing, Dakota. And I feel like we brought that up during the run, too. They kept talking about this huge prophesized drought, and it was like one of the main motivators behind one of the main villains. So, yeah, do that. Lean into that. And since it's a mystical, magical kind of a setting, make the drought something other than, geographical. Have there be something that you can punch in the face to solve the drought. It's a bit of a summary, but you get the idea. Seriously, Luke. Yes, God, yes, please. One second. Is there a... No, there is not. There's been several jumps I'm not quite sure how to make. I'm guessing I just don't have stuff yet, so I'm gonna move on from that. So yeah, I've noticed that too. And whoa! Sorry, that looked farther than it was. I don't mind. I'm one of those extremely rare, wrong word, stupid. I'm one of those extremely stupid people who really prefers my video games to be video gaming. I admit at least a little bit of that is kind of a pendulum effect, because I got really sick of games that were trying too hard to not be video games at the detriment of the gaming experience. I don't mind there being a pling, which indicates a thing, because that indicates a thing. Having said that, I do think there's a way to go too far, if I can use an immediate comparison point. Doom 4 was very video gamey, but Doom 5 is more video gamey to its detriment, right? Anybody who's played those two games, you probably know immediately what I'm talking about. Doom 5 is an arcade game, effectively, whereas Doom 4 is a video game, and it kind of dips over that line there. And yeah, obviously things like excessive amounts of yellow paint, or grabbing the camera and shoving it in a direction, or people not shutting up about the answers. I'm glad that I have a toggle to say, please don't give me the hint of the puzzle 3 seconds after I start the puzzle in this game. That's nice. Yeah, no, exactly, Plutonia. Doom 5 made the weapons spin as power-ups you could pick up in the level. Doom 4, most of the weapons you picked up were something that were a part of the narrative.
All the critters around the array are pretty riled up.
In short, I don't think this game goes too far. So far. I'm only on the second planet, so we'll see. Yes, sorry, Doom 5 is Doom Eternal. Just like Doom 4 is Doom 2016. But grab the free upgrade here. Neck. And Doom 3 is Doom N64.
This'll come in handy.
I was only following orders.
Can't get through.
My biggest issue with Eternal was actually on the pacing axis more than this. Doom Cubed? Doom Cubed is a fever dream. Completely disconnected from everything. And apparently, from what I'm told, Doom Dark Ages is Doom 3.5. Which is interesting.
That could be trouble. Or maybe it could lend us a hand. Nice.
No, exactly, Milker Blade. Eternal was painful to play through, is how I'm going to describe that. I am a very good FPS player, especially with that kind of reflex playing. I have proved that. I proved that on camera. I don't need to make that point. But by the time I was about halfway through Doom Eternal, I was ready to put the game down because it was straining. It required me to be so on my game every single second for hours. It was draining. I don't know how else to put it.
Look at those.
So here's our floaters from earlier. No, yeah, it's the Modern Warfare 3 problem. Don't mind me. There's nothing to see here. I'm not here. You're not. It's just. There's nothing here, officer. That's actually a good question, Adam Seed. I don't know.
The Empire is way out of their element here.
Enjoy, Plutonia. Speaking of which, anyone in, I believe, Spain today? You're getting like an absolute, like 100% total eclipse. Solar eclipse, I want to say. Ooh, that looks cool. Let's go with that. Yeah, so have fun. Enjoy it. I haven't actually seen one since, God, I was like 7. Yeah, I know someone in Greece right now who's going to enjoy a show. Not super big, just, you know, still getting some of it. I just walked into a game. Hang on. Catharsis. Catharsis. Wouldn't be a Souls-like without Catharsis. Hang on. There's some more over here. Hang on. Hang on. There we go. There we go. There we go. What? Whoa there, game. Whoa there. Let's chill. We're all friends here, game. Hello?
Careful, BD. I don't know what else to say. Seer, I thought...
No, you didn't think. You perceived a threat and reacted.
If the Order had reacted faster, we'd still have a republic.
Eh.
The Empire, the Haxian brood, half the galaxy wants us dead.
Yes. The odds are against us. But they will always be against us. Cal, you can't fight your way out of some situations.
This isn't the time to fight.
Yeah. Didn't we learn that lesson in the last game? Feel like we did.
Now this is more lower my speed.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is... What? And then we're dead. Very according to plan, as you can see. Well, we're not dead. Hang on. Oh, the vases didn't respawn. Damn it. I'm just amused because we had the same beat back in Jedi Fallen Order. You remember the dragon in Kashyyyk? Honestly, most of Kashyyyk was like that. In fact, I would go so far as to say that that was the main theme of Kashyyyk, and that's one of the things that level did really well. If you remember, it starts off in the gloom, and the dark, and the horror, and the nightmare, and it slowly becomes more and more beautiful through the good up, because we get more in touch with nature, start to understand the world around us, blah blah blah, message Jedi, etc. It was a good level. It even culminates with a fight against the Ninth Sister, who is constantly trying to brute force her way through everything by destroying everything she sees. Okay, there we go. Kind of trying to get a feel for this. This is weird. Is this my? This feels like my destination. No, no. And I'm dead. All right. Okay.
I'll get the hang of this.
Will you? Will I? Thanks. Sure as are. Real life physics. Ask Bregwin, she'd know more about this than me. Birds.
Protect me.
Go, my bird minion. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't that. And for your servitude, I give you your reward. Your eternal reward. So, okay, Window kills Palpatine before Anakin gets here. Clone Wars would continue. That's a good question. I feel like the Separatist Council would keep going for a while, even if the Separatist member states, their council, their Senate, excuse me, would want to surrender. Would the Republic continue to exist? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, by that point in time, it was the Galactic Empire in all but name. But yeah. Would the Jedi peace off? That's the tough one. What would the Jedi do? The Clone Wars are continuing. And the Separatists are just being weird. The Jedi are taking over! Sorry. I love the way Ian McDiarmid says that line. Well, yeah, the Jedi, I mean, this is something we talked about in Jedi Fallen Order, actually. The Jedi were, let's just be blunt, rich. Just to put that as nicely as we can. They had all the money and resources they could ever possibly want. So they never had to worry about things like food, or like training facilities, or ships, or giant temples on the surface of an ecumenopolis. They need that largesse to come from somewhere. Hi. Good, nice clip, True Whisperer.
This entire structure is the array. But what's it for?
Good question.
Why did they post me here? I don't even know what to think.
Hi. So let's see if he interacts with... Oh, yeah, no, that murdered him. Ooh, okay. I am evil. Jesus Christ. Sorry, everyone. I guess I'm with the dark side. I had no idea. Yeah, and I agree. Windu was a very Republic loyalist, arguably one of his major flaws. So, yeah, I could absolutely see him stepping in, even temporarily. And it would, the funny thing is, he would intend it to be temporary. Whether it would stay that way or not, that's a bit of a trickier question.
Only one way to find out.
And we're dead. All right, cool. Probably Loner. I actually agree with you completely on that. He would not live to see an era in which the Jedi did not rule the Republic. Oh, hey, it still moved. That's actually funny. What's interesting... Oh, no, 100%. This is a great level. In contrast... I'm back to being engaged with the game again. In contrast to what happened, I do think a Jedi-controlled Republic would have been better than what we got. You know, for, like, the galaxy as a whole. I'm sure Alderaan would agree, if nothing else. Heyo! The clones? Now, that's an interesting question.
This door's not budging.
I was gonna test that next, Dakota, because like, it looks kind of like I can. And... yeah, okay. I mean, during the dark times, Malachi. Birds! No! No, the bird! The birds! God, that's gonna be a meme now, isn't it? Execute Order 65. Which one was 65 again? I don't remember. It's been a while. Everything birds. Let's go ahead and heal real quick. Was it, Robot Chicken that did a list of all of the orders?
Let's move.
I mean, knowing how the Republic was, it wouldn't surprise me if they decided to just kind of be horrible about the clones. It's like, all right, well, you're all state property now. What? Yeah, you're state property, so we can do whatever we want with you. No, couldn't quite manage it. Fine, die. They can do worse than that.
What are you doing here?
That's a good question. What are you doing here? That's interesting. That's a good question, Tortellini. I'm not sure. No, the orb. Oh god, imagine that's your assignment. Alright, we're gonna dropship you in here. Into here? Yeah.
That did the trick. Let's move.
You're welcome, bird. I have killed many of your brethren. Our debt is paid.
I wonder how long they were stuck in this stuff. Looks like that weird matter around here can take on various forms. Let's hope that tower at the top of the array has some answers.
Oh, the Republic was doomed. It is probably one of the few consistent story beats I like, is that the idea that the Republic was a mess. Like, interestingly enough, I do agree with Anakin in concept, just not in execution. They needed something new. Now, with the new he came up with, and I'd have to commit to that. Sorry, kids, we need something new. I mean, yeah, no, look, it was on its way out. High Republic aside, every work I've ever read agrees, and I agree with the idea that the Republic was on its way out. We just, you know, can we do something other than super fascism?
I don't know. What does matter? Well, I mean, no one can get in, see in, or knows what's up in that tower. Asking questions isn't part of the job. Movement ahead. I've got a contact under us. Firing! Just get him! You still have some chance! Do that! Quick, take him down!
Hit me!
My shield! Take your tough! I'm going to stop you.
I think I am going to do that. You haven't seen it, but I've been playing around with my own key bindings. I think we're going to redo something here. Give me 1 second. Edit. Oh, 100%, Laura. So we're going to put Perry on. Cancel. Okay. No, that's right. Sorry, we're not going to put... We're going to put evade over here. And then force kill or whatever. Yeah, that one, I think. No. Well, that actually moved confuse over here automatically, so that actually works. Woo! Okay, cool. We're done. Yeah, that feels smoother. We'll try that for a bit.
High Republic data disk. I bet Z would have some use for it.
Oh, please tell me Z joins the party. Don't actually answer that question. I didn't say pumpernickel. I didn't say pumpernickel. No! I mean, the analogy I usually hear when it comes to something like the Old Republic is, do you want the house to slowly become more and more of a hazard as its beams fall apart and the wood rots and there's cracks and there's bugs? Or do you want to burn the thing to the ground? The correct answer, by the way, is neither of these things. The correct answer is to spend a fairly large amount of time, effort, work, and resources in order to properly demolish the house in a contained fashion while restoring the actual foundation and structure so you can build something new on top of it. A fire just burns all the people in it, to continue the metaphor a little bit. Like, if we're being honest, the Galactic Empire was a fire. It burned the Republic to the ground. And a lot of people got caught in that fire. A couple billion people got caught in that fire. Like I said, Anakin was right. He was just extremely wrong. Whoa, that's bad graphics. Oh my god, that's literally just a blur filter. Look at that. Look at that. Ugh. That hurt my eyes just looking at that. Jesus Christ. we're just gonna pretend we didn't see that. We're just gonna... There we go. Yep, okay, cool. That's true, the base Delta Zero... That was one of my favorite references in all of Rebels. Okay, I mean, I've already given a negative for graphics. It may blossom to 2. We'll see. I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. Oh, God, freaking Tenebrae. Let's not. Shut up, game. You shut your mouth. I'm going to not press anything. You better not give me a hint. Okay, good. It defaulted to nothing. We're okay. What's the name of the planet I'm on again? Kodo? It's something I've only heard like twice. Doesn't even say here. It's the Kobo. Kobo with a B. B. Listen, third spaces... I mean, actually, I should say that third spaces are awesome. Excuse me. Ah! Look, I didn't sleep a lot last night. In fact, I'm probably going to cut off in a bit here early so I can take a freaking nap. But I want to at least get through this section. What's a third space? Park, library, mall. A third space, I don't remember what the term refers to, actually, but it's another space where you are safe, where people can go to be at a place that isn't work or home. Maybe that's the third part. And mingle, interact with each other, you know, recreate, chill, get some air. It's a third space. I don't know. When was that term coined? Yeah, I was right. It was work and home. Churches, cafes, bars, clubs, libraries, gyms, bookstores, stoops, parks, theaters. Blah, 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 blah. We've had third spaces as a species for an extremely long period of time. Like going back to the Greek eras. You know, the old Greeks. I don't remember when the term came up. That's what I was actually looking for. And yeah, we actually have the concept of third spaces in video games, which is one of the reasons this has kind of drifted into my sphere over here. Housing in World of Warcraft, as in like the neighborhood more specifically, is a third space. It's a very threadbare third space, but you'll notice they're doing more with it. I don't know how many of you have been able to do some of the new housing quests, but there are now quests you can do with people in that adds part of the new endeavors, and that's pretty cool. Continuing to develop. Apparently there's such a thing as a fourth and a fifth space. I have no idea what that means. Anyways, moving on. Let me jot down some notes really quick here. I suppose, technically speaking, the first space in a video game would be not playing the video game, and the second space would be out doing content. You know, leveling or grinding or whatever. PvPing, raiding. Okay. Well, in like a single-player game, I guess that would make sense. Although I suppose you're right, actually, now that you say that. I guess town and then out and about would be the two. Like an FF11 Juno would be a first space, whereas, you know, hitting a dungeon and farming a dungeon, would, like Esha, would be a second space. Which is amusing, because I'm not sure FF11 has a third space. Most MMOs don't. Okay. What am I doing? Did I already open that? Let's go make sure we don't have a shortcut we missed. Because I think we have a shortcut we missed. I am correct. Yes, let the fog claim the center. What? Whoa! It made it! And it's dead. Someone clip that, please. What the hell was that? I actually can tell you exactly how that happened. Because I kind of did that on purpose. So I accidentally let go of it. And then I was like, whoops, and immediately tried to grab it again. But I tried to grab it when it was already down the pit, so it flew up the pit when I re-grabbed it.
Same mechanisms powered Z's chamber. We're getting close.
Hey, look, it's the solution to the puzzle I tried to do several dungeons ago.
There's those spy droids again. We're not the only ones interested in the array.
Thanks, Cal. I think so, Blade Tabal.
Over the array, buddy. This is our last stop. If the key to Tanalorr is real, it has to be here. And if not, maybe Z does have a screw loose.
Poor Z. Nicely maintained. Rehabilitation wing. Raise eyebrow. Since we're kind of all in on dual saber here, let's go over here to this. That's an attack. That was a good one, Blade to all. Oh, hey, someone was asking if we could throw lightsabers. Yes. Okay. What else we got here? What's this thing? Nope, nope, nope. Your first reset is free. After that, you spend a skill point to reset. I have been lied to. I was told all resets were free. So we get one respec. I have heard people make the argument over the years that respecs are bad, put very simply. And I cannot and never have found it in me to agree with that sentence. I can't bring, I've never heard an argument that has convinced me of this. So, in summary, no, I cannot think of any good reason professionally why there should not be free respec. Hang on. Unless there's something about an individual game where you shouldn't have a respec. Obviously, to use a random example, certain rogues, should probably not have free respec because trying a different build next time is kind of part of the point, right? To use the recent FTL as an example, you shouldn't just be able to be like, boop, and change your ship because that's what the whole point of the run is. You restart the run to do that. But in something like Skyrim or something like this or whatever, no. Interesting move. Reduces time required to heal. Oh, literally the animation's faster. That's funny. Can you name an example, Zara? True, to quote it. I've also noticed an interesting trend where most games that lean heavily on build gameplay tend to benefit from respecking, for obvious reasons. Diablo 3 is probably the best example of that, but there are plenty of other games where being able to respec to try out the many other myriad build combinations is a good thing. And yeah, Dragon Age 4, another excellent example. Ooh, I think I'll save for that.
That seal looks familiar.
And I am aware of it, Wolverine. Although I didn't think it was live yet, no. Not really, Blue Bulb. I actually, in fact, it's funny you say that because I love the free respec in Baldur's Gate 3 and have used it extensively in multiple playthroughs. I admit it's kind of interesting to have, you know, I don't know, what's his name, Worthless? God, I can't think of his name. The worst character in the game. Running around as a paladin or something, but... And? Will, that's his name. I like how you knew what I was talking about. Except for Moog. It's actually a lot of fun, Braven. Unfortunately, I'll play Baldur's Gate 3 at least one more time by myself, but I also have another co-op group planned. Yes, we're going to do another co-op run of Baldur's Gate 3. I think my opinion is made there. Where's the option, Wolverine? If you don't mind sharing. So I don't have such a setting. I'm staring at the settings right now. Noticeably better, Ross. Not like, I don't know. I don't think the score is going to go up a ton, but it's definitely going to go up. Have fun as Miristar. There it is. There it is. Training for generative AI. Buried at the bottom there. Hi, Mockingbirds. Listen, if I died, nobody would care, Mockingbirds. Yeah, some games leveling, respecking wouldn't really be relevant. I can actually use an example of that. Final Fantasy IV. What's the point of a respec in FF4? Now, hang on. I got a counterpoint for that. In FF4 3D, aka FF4 DS, there actually is a point in respecking because there's a feature in the DS version of the game where if you give someone an augment, you gain augments. Those give you additional abilities, both passive and active. It's really cool. Being able to respec the augments would be extremely useful because there's whole systems associated with augments. Alright, what's our big plot twist?
This must be where Centauri Kree intended to send Z. The key to Tanalorr was sealed away. For centuries now.
A lot of that goop in the central room there. A lot of goop in that central room. But yeah, technically speaking, if you think about it, you always have respec in a linear RPG. It's happening every second. Because there's no respecing. There's nothing to respec, so it's constantly being respected.
That did it. Sounds like the array is powering up. Time for some answers.
Probably a boss fight. No, Blue Bulb, no! Don't give in to the dark side of gaming. So how long can you live in Bacta?
Welcome to Tanalorr.
It's beautiful.
Is it?
Remind me not to let you name the next world we discover.
Give it time. You didn't like me much at first either.
Jury's still out.
Oh god, it has plants. I've never seen plants before.
Paradise was hiding on just the other side of the abyss.
Sorry.
Come on. I want to show you something.
Renowned Jedi Knight Dagan Gera offers to be my escort on an uncharted world. How could I refuse?
Without your guidance, I'd never have made it here in one piece.
Oh, careful now. Or someone might think you've learned humility.
Listen, we've got to have the golden aesthetic, Mad Overlord. Seriously, have you ever seen some of the covers of the High Republic books and comics? The angelic motif is everywhere. Gold and ivory.
It's just as I told you. We'll build the temple here.
Yes. My thoughts exactly.
Uh-huh.
It's simply wonderful.
Yes, it's perfect. I've seen the galaxy, Centauri. And there are many worlds that the light of the Jedi does not reach. I'm going to petition the High Council to train initiates here.
On Tanalorr. But it can be so challenging to access. What if something were to go wrong?
Our temple will be a bastion for the Order. Here at the galactic frontier.
That didn't answer her question.
This blocks comm signals. We'll have to invite a member of the Jedi Council to visit in person.
Yeah, these visuals, my god. Look at that. Oh yeah, I don't like my eyes either.
They've been in there for hours.
Council members are not known for their hasty judgments. Especially Master Rancesis.
My duel with the Gendai didn't take this long.
You won in the end. Be patient.
Not one of my strong suits.
Well, if you're going to teach younglings, you had better learn. I have faith in you. So does the Council. Trust them to do the right thing. What's wrong?
Warn the others. We're under attack.
By what? I can't even tell what those are.
You're not here. You're not supposed to be here. Release me. Please.
All right. On a scale of 1 to... how much do you think we're going to regret this decision? Yeah, how atrophied are your muscles, buddy?
Who are you? I saw you.
I'm Cal. Cal Kestis. And you must be Dagan Gera.
Yes, I am. You are a Jedi?
Yes. But things have changed since you've been gone. A Sith Lord corrupted the Republic. Turned it into an empire. They destroyed the Order. They're hunting down those of us that are left. But you're here now. We can fight them together.
Definitely not the bad guy. Definitely.
The order is gone. I must return to Tanalor.
What happened there? How'd you end up here?
We were invaded. I held them at bay as long as I could, but there were too many. The battle was horrific. Still, we weren't beaten. Not yet. Not until the Jedi Council gave the order to abandon Tanalor and then refused to counterattack.
They gave up on it?
Yes. It was my discovery, my home, and they just expected me to throw it away?
Dagon, wait.
I refused to obey and was betrayed by the one I trusted most!
No, stop!
Yeah, it turns out the obviously evil guy is obviously evil.
What have you done?
So this is the bleeding idea. If you're wondering.
How feeble. Trivial. Stand and fight.
He says as he force pushes me.
Not bad. Meager. Is that it? Such a pity. You're scared. Hey, bud, Sim.
Whoops.
That wretched order will rue the day they betrayed me and forsook Tanalor. Still green, That's nothing. Why resist?
Ow! There goes my health bar.
Tanalor.
And I'm dead. God damn, what the hell? At this point, a little bit of spite, mostly Loopy Cutie. I swear I just got... Yeah, why wasn't that happening? There we go. There's our timing. Yeah, that's what I kept failing at doing in the middle of that fight. That's what got me absolutely murdered towards the end there. Stop. 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 So anyways...
Face me! You can't win. You're overwhelmed. Such a chore. Help BD. Paltry.
Inferior. BD!
Yeah, I noticed the run back problem is better than the first game in several cases. Although the first game wasn't terrible about that.
That's nothing.
That wretched order will rue the day they betrayed me and forsook Tantalor.
Still green.
Trivial. Coward. Pathetic.
Is that it?
How feeble. Frightened. You're wasting energy. Such a chore. Paltry. More.
Yeah, I finally got the full combo off.
Such a pity. Trivial. That wretched order will rue the day they betrayed me and forsook Tantalor. Desperate.
So that was my fault. I thought I had enough for a slow. So I went to activate slow and nothing happened. Then I went to activate slow again, thinking I just screwed up the input, and nothing happened again. By that point, it was too late, and he started beating my face in.
Why resist? Paltry. Such a chore. Frightened?
Is that it?
Trivial.
Behold.
That wretched order will rue the day they betrayed me and forsook Tantalor.
Yeah, this guy has some serious health / block. And tracking.
Still green.
Oh, absolutely, Luke. 5 years of war experience with Saw, I remind you, is going to teach you a couple of things.
BD, I need help.
trivial. I will not be imprisoned again. You dare stand against me?
Stop! I am not your enemy. We're all that's left. What happened to you?
Ah, Ravis. I should have known you would honor your oath.
Wait!
The key to Tanalor. Could Kree have met Dagon? How could she entrust Tanalor to someone like him?
Databank lore. Bacta. Bacta is a substance used galaxy-wide to aid in healing and recovery. A patient is suspended, usually unconscious, in the liquid for one or more extended sessions. The viscous substance aids in the regeneration of muscle tissue and nerves. And yeah, Gendai are stupid. I mean, immortal. Sorry. Kind of. We talked about it. It's a thing. There's a reason I groaned the first second I saw Ravis. It's like, oh, god damn it. Because you know he's a boss fight. Star Wars video games love to use Gendai as boss fights. Because of course they do. And it's all thanks to, I don't even remember his damn name. Dirge, I think was his name. I didn't even like Dirge. Excuse me, Gendai are immortal, asterisk.
I need to clear my mind.
Okay. Never, Luke. I will never stop being mad at bullcrap. Never! I am a Jedi. I'd say like my father before me, but that's terrifying, so no. Let's see. Yeah, so I want that. I want my stims to refill some force. So I can use it to kill people! Yeah, no, even if I wasn't going to lay down, because I need to lay down, this feels like a good pause point. But before we do, I'm going to piss off every single person in chat right now. Let's put that down. Oh wait, this is an Unreal game. I should exit the game. There will be a second stream, don't worry. So, that wasn't a good boss fight. Let's start with that. Okay, first of all, it's two things. It's two things interlocking. The first thing is he had way too much block and health. You probably couldn't even tell because the feedback was really bad on that fight. I was actually parrying most of the blows. I was actually doing a pretty good parry job there. The problem was that, again, in addition to the feedback thing, he had very few attacks. Let's actually run through these, okay? Every time he does a transition, he does the throw the lightsaber, which is pathetically easy to deal with. He's got a red lunge, which is a straightforward attack, and he's got a red roll forward and then a sweeping attack, which is much harder to dodge. Both of those are red. One you're supposed to dodge, one you're supposed to jump. Everything else he does is parry, and everything else is really easy to parry, relatively speaking. And the entire time, he's doing the same freaking, like, just, you're pathetic. You're dumb. I hate you. You're ridiculous. Yeah, it's just the whole time he has really bad taunts. And all of that I could live with if he had, I'd say, a quarter of the health. But he didn't have a quarter of the health. He had his... Oh, he also force pushes you, which is basically just a reset to the fight. He also has a bajillion health and block. So it takes absolutely forever to chipper shred your way through his block in order to get some free hits, in order to push down his health. For a fight like that, for a fight that simple, you don't want it to drag on. I know I come across as negative towards long fights in general, but if you're going to have a long fight, there has to be something going on, right? There has to be different mechanics or different phases or something that makes the fight engaging, not the same freaking attacks for however many minutes that was. I mean, we spent a total of half an hour on that fight. Oh yeah, he also hits like a truck. I'm not super mad about that, but it kind of makes the whole thing worse because any failure is punished severely. If you make any mistake, and I did make several mistakes in that fight, it takes absolutely, it just rips your health out because you made a mistake. So overall, not a great boss fight. What was his stupid name again? Edgy McEmo, we're gonna call him for right now. Lefty. Dagangara. Dagangara 1, we'll call it. Obviously, we're going to fight him later. He's probably the final boss. I like how the plot has started going somewhere. Pretty much ever since Z is introduced, we have a goal. We have an idea of what we're reaching towards. There's some mysteries going on. Okay, there's some interesting foreshadowing, some hints. You notice he actually hinted at Ravis in the middle of the flashback. I don't know if you caught that. And it's like, okay, all right, yeah, this is kind of cool. They're kind of building up to something. We don't know what yet. That's cool. And all of a sudden, I'm an evil Jedi. And it's so incredibly obvious from literally the first scene he's in that he's going to be a Dark Jedi. First scene. And if you remember, it's like first scene is like, yes, come do this. And the second thing is like, yes, we will build the temple here. And the third scene is like, we have to train all the new trainees here. And the fourth scene is, why is it taking them so long? And the fifth scene is, I'm bleeding my crystal into red. Five scenes, rapid fired immediately into. Ugh. No, yeah, it feels like someone's Star Wars OC. And so I'm kind of with the idea, but the pacing of that is just hilarious. It's just, okay, I'm a Jedi, I'm a Jedi, I'm a Jedi, I'm a Jedi! And that's the whole scene, right? What? Yeah, the execution is, huh? We'll call this MSQ and just be like, huh? Yeah. Greetings, I am evil. Would you like to duel me in a boss battle? Why, yes, let us engage in dueling. I am looking forward to this. And yeah, also, he goes after Cal for absolutely no reason. Like, what? Isn't your whole thing, like, getting to Tantalor, or whatever it was called, and, like, the council sucking? Why are you going after Cal? I mean, we know the answer is because he's evil. The reason why is because he's evil. And we talked about this. The dark side is evil, and I don't mind that. As long as you do something with it. Now, Malachor mentioned what I thought they were going to do, and they didn't. Let's frame this, because presentation matters, right? Execution matters. The way he was presented there was... Hang on, let me get rid of my right arm for a second here. Was he was just like, hi, I'm completely in control of the situation. Precise movements, easily and effortlessly parrying your attacks, and then attacking you through your parries. It doesn't do damage, but I'm still attacking you through your parries. And I'm completely on top of things the entire time. Mwahaha. It was almost British, right? The way that probably should have happened, you remember how he was, like, flailing on the ground, and, like, his animation was just, like, oh, yes! Lean into that. Make him a wild animal. Big, sweeping strikes, right? That are relatively easy to see coming, but hit a huge area, you know, and be like, oh, he's like, I'll get you, and he just like throws a bunch of debris at you, right? Big sloppy. You don't even have to change the fight mechanically much, except shrink the health. Just to have the same types of attacks. You know his attacks that you were parrying, and he was still going through. Would have sold the idea a lot better than the very, you know, super precise thing. And yeah, maybe increase the width of his recovery window slightly, so you have more time to counterattack as he's just flailing at the wall. And then he sees Ravis and he's like, my one true friend, I know that face. And then he jumps off to Ravis and goes on. There you go, boom, done, fixed. Ta-da! Yeah, exactly, Maki Burns, because now the second time we fight him, he's more recovered, right? This is boss design 101. And then they kiss. Instead, we got that. I have liked this game quite a bit. I actually really liked the array sequence. That's probably my favorite level so far. And I've liked the build-up to this plot point, but what was that? And on that bombshell,